Hi, it's Lauren. Welcome back to my craft room. It's a new Whimsy Stamps release day, so I wanted to share with you some of the new products. I'm going to be attempting some no line coloring using my Spectrum Noir Illustrator markers, and I've stamped out this cute little reindeer and bunny from the new Christmas Critter Wishes clear stamp set. So I am starting with my little rabbit, and I'm going to be using greens to color in his hat, and I'm going to be bringing in brown grays for the actual rabbit. I have reds for the candy cane, some pinks for his ears, nose, and the bottom of his paws, and then a light gray to color in the fuzzy parts of his hat. For my reindeer, I'm going to be bringing in browns. I'm going to color his little bell in a golden yellow. His ribbon will also be in green. And I'm also going to bring back in that pink for his ears. I'm also going to give him a little red nose, getting some Rudolph vibes. And the reindeer, again, will be colored in brown, but I'm going to have two different shades of brown. So I'm going to color all of my images, and I'm going to leave you with some music because I wanted to show how I at least colored in with these colors on the images once, but it does take some time, so I hope you enjoy the coloring. If you want to skip anything because you don't care to watch me color, which is fine, I have chapters and you can use them in the description down below in order to skip ahead. Hi, it's me again. I also wanted to talk about how I'm coloring in the eyes and the mouths of both of my critters. I'm just using a Tombow pen. It's a Tombow drawing pen. It is water-based, so I made sure to make sure my ink was dry on my images before coloring it in, but just going over where the eyes and mouth would be for the stamp, and then I went ahead and fussy cut them out with my small scissors. I'm going to use a white gel pen just to add in some highlights, and now we can start getting ready to assemble our card. So once all of my highlights are done, I have this beautiful slimline paper from the new SurReally Cool Christmas paper pack, and it makes easy Christmas cards. I mean, super easy. I have a beautiful background already done. All I have to do is add my images and my sentiment. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up my images for some dimension. So I'm starting with my reindeer as he will be in the back. So I went ahead and used some of my foam circles to adhere him down. I'm going to do the same thing for my rabbit using foam circles on the top and bottom of my rabbit and then some wet glue where I know it's going to overlap my little reindeer. So once all of the glue is on, I'm going to peel off all the release paper from those foam dots and adhere him down as well. And isn't that cute? I mean, we already have a perfect scene thanks to this awesome paper. I'm going to bring out my sentiment from the Christmas Critter Wishes stamp set that says Magical Christmas Wishes, and I'm going to use one of my quick strips to die cut some kind of a more of a cherry red cardstock piece of paper, and I'm going to emboss my sentiment on that strip that I die cut out. I use my embossing buddy to put some powder on my strip to make sure I have a nice clean image. I'm using my VersaMark ink pad and stamping my sentiment on. I'm going to be using my detail white embossing powder. This is great for sentiments, especially like this one where it's a little bit cursive and the lines are thin. And once I am happy with my sentiment stamp, I'm going to use my heat gun to melt down that embossing powder. I have a little Swiffer that I keep just to wipe off that excess baby powder, and my sentiment is ready to go. I wanted to kind of go off the edge, so I'm going to add glue to my sentiment fully behind where I know it will make contact with my background paper, and adhere that to the top left of my card, as that's where there is some open space from my images on my background paper as well as my cute little critters, so that way it will balance out the card. Once that glue is secured to my card base, I'm just going to trim off that excess part of my quick strip, and there our sentiment is attached. I have a card base. It is 8.5 by 3.5 once it's scored. And I was going to use my wet glue, but decided to grab my big tape runner to adhere this down. So I'm adding some glue to my card base. I'm doing all 4 sides and 1 down the middle. And that's because I know that my paper, my background paper is just slightly larger than my 3.5 by 8.5. And that way I can attach this down and then just trim off any excess of my background paper compared to my card base. So you can see there's just a little tiny sliver. So I'm just using some really large scissors to trim that down. And my card is pretty much complete, but of course we need some shimmer and shine. So I have these really pretty rhinestones from Doodles Paper Playground, which is where I get my sparkle blends. These are the gold and silver Starburst, and I'm just going to use my jewel picker and place 5 of the gold Starburst rhinestones on my card. So just kind of going from the sentiment and having them sweep across down to the bottom right where my images are. And once I'm happy with the placement, I'll use my jewel picker and wet glue to adhere them down. So let me clean up my workstation and we'll take a look at this card. I think it's so cute. It was so easy. You can do coloring while you're watching TV and then just assemble these really quick and easy slimline Christmas cards. In fact, while I was editing this video, I made 2 more just as I had some extra time. I was practicing some more coloring and created 2 more slimline cards using this awesome paper pack. So here you can see 2 more ideas that you can use using the same critter and same sentiment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll check out all of the brand new release products down below in my description. There's links for you to click. I hope you'll hit like if you like this card, and if you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.